The air was still cold enough to bite the lungs when the first growl of that 7.3-liter Power-stroke diesel cracked the silence at 6:03 a.m., a sound like God clearing his throat after a long drunk night, and I swear the whole cul-de-sac flinched in its sleep. I'm elbow-deep in the engine bay of Big Red, my granddad Henry Caldwell's 1978 Ford F-250, the one he bought the day I was born, the one that carried his casket 6 months ago, grease up to my wrists, coffee cooling on the fender, thinking maybe today the old girl will finally purr again when the screaming starts. Not the truck. Her. Linda Hargrove, president of the Willow Creek Preserve Homeowners Association, pink velour robe flapping open like a battle standard, fuzzy bunny slippers soaked through with dew, hair in curlers that look like pink landmines, phone already screaming, 911, emergency, officer needed immediately, illegal commercial activity, noise ordinance, possible felon, send everyone. And she's pointing at me like I'm holding a flamethrower instead of a 17mm wrench. I straighten slow, wipe my hands on the rag that used to be Granddad's shirt, feel the grin crawl across my face like sunrise on a battlefield, because some mornings the universe hands you a gift wrapped in entitlement and rage, and all you gotta do is pull the bow. Ma'am, I call, voice still rough with sleep and diesel. You sure you want to do this before coffee? She doesn't hear me. She's too busy shrieking into the phone that this squatter is destroying property values with his junkyard lifestyle. And I just lean against Big Red's fender, steam curling from my mug, watching the show, because Linda Hargrove has ruled Willow Creek Preserve like a medieval queen for 9 years. Find Mrs. Delgado for painting her mailbox teal. Find Mr. Patel for flying an Indian flag on Diwali. Find teenagers for chalk art that might stain the sidewalk. And now she's decided the grandson of the man who literally owns the dirt under her pedicured feet is the hill she's gonna die on. Officer Ramirez rolls up 10 minutes later, lights off, because even he knows this is theater. We played varsity together. He blocked for me when I was a scrawny quarterback with more heart than arm, and the second he steps out, I see the smirk tugging at his mustache. He runs the plate, runs the parcel, looks up at the sky like he's praying for patience, then turns to Linda with the kind of gentle pity cops save for drunks who think they're Superman. Ma'am, this property predates the subdivision by 32 years. The Caldwell family never signed the covenants. Your HOA has no authority here. Zero. Less than zero. Negative authority. You ever seen a human soul leave a body and forget to come back? That's Linda at 6:27 a.m., standing in wet grass, curlers drooping, mouth opening and closing like a goldfish that just realized the bowl is made of concrete. I raise my coffee and salute. Morning, neighbor. That should have been the end. That was only the first bullet. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. Linda served hers scalding, with a side of scorched earth and gasoline. Next day, I wake to find a certified letter taped to my door like a death warrant. Willow Creek Preserve HOA, seal gleaming. $750 in fines for unapproved vehicular maintenance, non-conforming landscaping, noise pollution, aesthetic terrorism, payable in 30 days or face lien. And I laugh so hard I scare the crows out of the cottonwood. I spend that night in the county recorder's office with Tommy, who still owes me for the time I rebuilt his panhead after he tried to outrun a tornado, and we dig through microfiche until our eyes bleed. And there it is, glowing like Excalibur in the dark. Parcel 001C, Caldwell Family Trust, exempt in perpetuity, plus the 1989 reversion clause nobody ever noticed, plus the HOA's own tax filings claiming 20 acres when they only control 18, meaning every single resident has been paying dues on land Linda never owned. I go home smelling like old paper and victory, thinking maybe this ends quiet. I should have known better. Linda escalates like a hurricane with a grudge. Anonymous letters in mailboxes at 3 a.m. Leave or lose everything. Fake next-door accounts posting drone photos of my barn labeled Future Meth Lab. A petition with 43 signatures demanding my immediate removal as a non-compliant entity. And I recognize every name. People I've never even waved at, because Linda told them I'm the reason their kids can't get into Harvard. Then one Tuesday, I wake to floodlights and diesel roar. Stumble outside in boxers and boots to find a landscaping crew ripping up Granddad's heirloom tomatoes at 3:07 a.m. Linda's standing there in black yoga pants and righteous fury, directing them like she's filming her own action movie. Take it all, every unauthorized plant, and one poor kid drops his shovel when I step into the light. Because even he knows you don't destroy a man's garden before the devil's awake. I hit record on every camera Granddad ever installed. Call 911 calm as Sunday, and watch Detective Holt cuff Linda in my front yard while she screams about HOA sovereign immunity. And the landscaper whispers she told us this was her land. Man, I got kids, and I almost feel bad. Almost. But Linda doesn't break. She upgrades. Hires a PI for $4,000 to dig up dirt that isn't there. Ends up giving my attorney Claire Park a gift-wrapped dossier of her own crimes. Fake LLCs, $138,000 missing, kickbacks from roofers, a Destin condo bought the same week Mrs. Delgado's Social Security check went toward emergency assessments. The PI flips faster than a pancake at IHOP, starts working for us pro bono because some lines even mercenaries won't cross. Security cameras catch Linda at 2:14 a.m. 3 nights later. Black hoodie, flashlight between teeth, photographing my underwear drawer through the barn window like a raccoon with a real estate fetish. Detective Holt watches the footage, laughs so hard he cries, "Son, you want trespassing, stalking, attempted burglary? Because this is how you get all three." And then Claire finds the nuclear option buried in paragraph 9 of Granddad's 1989 contract. If the HOA ever loses corporate standing, every lot reverts to Caldwell control in fee simple absolute, meaning I could, if I wanted, own every house, every driveway, every plastic flamingo in Willow Creek Preserve, could make them beg permission to change a light bulb, and for one black moment I imagine it. Imagine Linda on her knees asking if she can repaint her mailbox beige. Imagine the power surging through my veins like whiskey and lightning. But Granddad's voice whispers through the barn rafters, "Boy, power ain't for keeping people small, it's for keeping them safe. And I know what I have to do. Not destroy a neighborhood. Save it from the woman who tried to burn it down to stay warm." We set the trap like surgeons, every cut precise, every suture invisible. Schedule an emergency HOA meeting at the county courthouse. Send Linda official letterhead on her own stationery. Tell her it's her last chance to present evidence of harassment. Watch her arrive 30 minutes early lugging banker boxes like a general before Waterloo. Heels clicking doom across marble. Husband Greg already halfway divorced in his eyes. Son Cody twitching from a night in county for screaming at me outside Hardware Hanks. And the room is packed. 47 residents. Channel 9 crew, Prosecutor Janet Brooks, FBI Agent Wong sipping coffee like she's at the movies. Linda takes the podium, voice trembling but still trying to sound like God's secretary, clicks to slide 1. My garden labeled Level 4 Biohazard. Slide 2. My barn labeled Imminent Structural Collapse. Slide 3. Me. Grainy zoom of me flipping her off. Okay, that one's fair. And she's building steam. This man has terrorized our community, threatened board members, destroyed harmony. When Claire stands up sweet as poisoned honey. "Mrs. Hargrove, mind if we show the room what harmony actually cost?" Screen explodes with bank records. $43,000 to Willow Creek Landscape Solutions, LLC. The day after Mrs. Delgado's roof fund vanished. $27,000 for emergency sewer assessment. That bought Linda a Rolex. $138,000 total. Every cent traced, every lie exposed. And the room detonates. Grown men standing on chairs screaming. Mrs. Patel throwing her purse like a grenade. Someone rips the projector cord from the wall. Greg walks out without looking back. Cody tries to vault the railing and eats. Courthouse marble courtesy of 2 deputies who look almost disappointed it wasn't harder. Janet Brooks stands, voice calm as a hanging judge. "Linda Marie Hargrove, you are under arrest for aggravated theft, wire fraud, elder abuse, RICO predicate acts in 14 jurisdictions." And the cuffs click like the gates of hell locking from the inside. Linda lunges for the laptop, screaming, "Fabricated, all of it." Knocks over the podium. Heel snaps. Goes down hard in navy wool and shattered dignity. And Channel 9 catches every second in 4K. I stand up slow, hold up Granddad's original deed like it's the damn Constitution. "Linda, you were never in charge of me. And according to the Ohio Secretary of State, you haven't been in charge of anything since 2021. Your HOA died 3 years ago, and you've been collecting resurrection fees ever since. The room roars. Someone starts clapping. It spreads like wildfire. They drag her out past flashing cameras, past victims from 3 states who drove all night to watch her fall, past Mrs. Delgado who whispers loud enough for the mic. "That's for my roof, bruja." And Linda locks eyes with me one last time. Mascara rivers, lipstick smeared like blood. "You think you've won, Caldwell? You've destroyed everything I built." And I lean in so close I smell her fear. "No, Linda, I just stopped letting you destroy everyone else." 24 hours later, the video's at 5 million views. Linda's mugshot becomes the new distracted boyfriend meme, but with handcuffs. Victims pack the courthouse steps like it's Woodstock for justice. Judge sets $750,000 bail she can't make because every account is frozen harder than her soul. Prosecutor asks for 25 years. Cody takes a plea to testify against mom. Even her prison jumpsuit is beige, cosmic poetry. 6 months later, I'm married to Claire in the barn Granddad built with his own hands. Mrs. Delgado officiating because love doesn't need a license. Big Red restored and gleaming in the drive. Community garden feeding 3 counties. Scholarship fund sending kids to trade school. Property values up 18% because freedom apparently photographs well. And every sunset feels like Granddad leaning on the porch rail beside me, nodding slow. "You did good, kid." Linda's doing 15 at Alderson. Cellmate another HOA scammer who stole from widows. Writing apology letters on prison stationery nobody reads. Her Lexus sold to fund victim restitution. Her crown reduced to a cautionary tale, trending under #PeakKaren. But some nights when the wind moves through the cottonwood just right, I still hear her voice on the marble. "You've destroyed more than just me." And I wonder, was it justice, or did I just trade one tyrant for another with better manners? Because power is a hell of a drug, and even when you use it to free people, part of you still tastes how sweet it feels to make the wicked bleed. So tell me, when do you cross the line from righteous to ruthless? When someone steals from grandmothers, weaponizes rules like weapons, tries to burn your grandfather's legacy to stay warm, how much is enough, and how much is too much? Drop your line in the comments, because the next Linda is already measuring your grass with a ruler and a smile, and the only thing standing between her and your freedom is you deciding what you're willing to burn. Ring the bell, share the story, because the revolution will not be HOA approved. See you in the next one, where the little guy remembers he's allowed to bite back, and the scars make the best stories.